y'all, so watch me while I show y'all how I installed this wig. I got the wig off Amazon and I will put the link in the description. So for starters, I like to sleek back my baby hairs so they don't get caught in my cap. And then I put on my cap. I just sprayed it down with some Got To Be. Nothing special, and honestly, I just can never do the cap correctly. So I'm just trying to fix it with some Got To Be spray. Alright, here I'm just cleaning up my bald cap and trying to cut as flat as possible. So here I sprayed the flyaways away. Now I'm just combing them down so I can get ready to lay this wig down. Here I'm just fitting it to my head, and I'm still fitting it to my head while I wait for the glue to dry. I'm using Bold Hold Active. And I'm just putting it like right before where the glue starts. I'm gonna just do that all the way around. So I'm gonna comb down with some pressure to make sure that it really tacks to the glue. And the mistake I made with this install was I think I waited too long before I put the wig on. So I feel like the glue was mostly dry. So here I am just cutting off some space for my ears. Mind you, I'm doing this Thanksgiving Day. So I done already made my peach cobbler. The only thing I need to do is make myself look presentable. So I kind of was in a rush, but not really because Black people ain't never on time for Thanksgiving. So everything worked out. You'll see why I'm saying this like toward the end of the video. Okay, so now that I got all the ear tabs out the way, I'm just applying more pressure. And then I'm going to cut the band. And I like to do all this stuff before melting because when I melt it down, like that's literally how the hairs are going to lay, mostly. And I know this from experience, so I just prepare for the worst. Like sometimes the hair don't always lay when you melt it, but the lace lays. That's the main point. But I like to get the hairs, in place before I melt it, just in case like the glue gets stuck to the hair or anything like that. In here, I just take my tweezers and I take off that excess glue because that's just going to show up as white when I melt it. And I definitely like to take my time when I lay these wigs down because it's just a lot of different hairs that can get out of place. And I don't like putting a lot of product on the wig before I lay it because it just makes it harder to style. But you see here, I'm pulling off all the glue that I didn't get to catch with my wig. Yep, so I'm carefully just cutting the lace in parts to make sure I don't cut too much lace, because although I have a nice frontal size, um I could definitely like run out of lace or something. It's not that much. It's a 13 by 4, not a 13 by 6. So I'm like very mindful of that, just trying to be very careful. And as you can see, I have like a little white cast of glue still hanging from the wig. So I'm just cleaning that up with the tweezers. And then I like to take some alcohol, put it on a Q-tip, and then go back in with the tweezers. But the alcohol makes it like melt off. So as y'all can foretell, I mean, stuff like this does happen, but you just got to be prepared for it. And that's really what was going on. Like, I was preparing for the worst, but I didn't think it would be as bad as it ended up, y'all. Like, oh my goodness. And I'm just trying my best to get that off. And I'd like to take my time with everything because they're more prone to mistakes happening. So now I'm just trying to get my hair and my part down so I can work on, you know, pressing out my lace part and pressing out the wig while it's melting. And I'm finna get my edges up out the way. I usually just take a thin section of the whole front, starting like from the same spot so it looks nice and natural. And so that's what I'm about to do here. I'm finna get this wax stick and press, my hair in the correct directions. I'm finna press the edges to the front and the rest of my hair going towards the back to basically match up with my cornrows. I was explaining this to my friend and she just could not understand me. It was so funny. Oh, I'm actually plucking a little bit because this was a thick frontal. So I'd rather pluck after than pluck too much. And then I'd be left with a balding, boneless frontal. So, yeah, now I'm finna press for real. I put more wax, I guess. Like I said, I'm pressing the edges toward the fronts. And I'm pressing the rest of my hair toward the back. And like I said, I have a problem with rushing, so I just try my best to take my time. But I definitely could have pressed a little bit more. But this is just to melt it. And mind you, I put no foundation on this wig. Like, this is all just the wig and the glue. I aim not to get my ears in there too much, but it's whatever. So now that I got everything in place, going in the correct direction, I'm going to dry this wig because I did let it air dry on my shower rod. So I'm finna blow dry it out so I can press it out properly. And I did use some heat protectant throughout the styling because I don't want my hair to smell like bacon. I'm using some Babyliss Titanium Pro flat irons. I think these are the 1.5 inch, something like that. But yep, I'm trying not to rush my way through, but I do got stuff to do. And y'all, upon editing this, I definitely had a nip slip, but I hope I got everything. I think I should be fine. But yes, I had a whole nip slip while I was doing this video. Luckily, it wasn't nothing significant, but it was pretty embarrassing. So now I didn't flutter my whole hair. I'm about to, yep. So what I did was I hopped in the shower, as you can tell. And then, yeah, don't ever do your wig and then hop straight in the shower, because look at this. This is a mess. But I'm going to fix it. I try to spray it, but I'm like, nah, that ain't doing nothing. So, yeah. I basically soaked that off. I literally don't have time for this. Like, I have to go to a dinner. So my wig is like soaking off because I neatly did the install. So I was happy about that. I've definitely dealt with worse. And with alcohol to soak the wig off, I was good because it was basically steamed off already from the shower. Okay, so I basically just repeated the steps. I got soaked the wig off with alcohol. I melted it with the glue. I did about 3 layers of glue. And yeah, I think it was a combination of the steam from the shower and me letting the glue dry like way before I put the wig on there. So now that I got past that, I'm cutting out my baby hairs and showing y'all how I do that. I could have plucked this a little bit more, but I'd rather have a little bit too much hair than it be balding and I can't do no baby hairs. Because I used to hate that. Like, I used to look at other people and start like, I'm going to do baby hairs like that. And I could never go back and do it because I didn't thinned out the baby hair so much. So I'm pretty mad, but everything worked out how it was supposed to because everybody ended up being late for their Thanksgiving dinner. So I wasn't holding nobody up. Oh my goodness. Is that a nip slip? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna fix that. So now I'm just gonna use some Lotta Body Mousse and swoop them to my liking. Nothing spectacular. I just want them to be nice and fluffy. So I'm going to lay them down with some mousse. I'm going to tie them down and then I'm going to comb them out. And I'm going to lightly comb them out. Because fluffy baby hairs last a little bit longer. So I'm just putting more mousse so it can be how I want it to be. A few days later, I did go ahead and re-braid down my hair because I did not like how thick the braids were under this. They were just making my wig like thick. It wasn't noticeable to other people, but to me, I'm just like, I know I can get this wig flatter. But I usually don't do that well on my initial installs. So I'll probably do a video following up on how I reinstall my wigs. So at this point, I'm just trying to make sure they look identical so I don't be looking crazy. That's the one thing about a middle part. Everything got to be symmetrical. It's way better doing somebody else's middle part than your own. At this point, I'm fed up, y'all. I want to go and eat. I want to look cute already. So like I said, I'm finna tie this down. And voila. I combed out my baby hairs a little bit. You probably can't tell like that, but this is the finished product. Please like, comment, and subscribe.